We are in a race between education and catastrophe.
The knowledge.
What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I just wanted to share this quickly because I think this is information that can be useful for everybody. And quite frankly, everybody here on YouTube, not just my people, you know. This is I'm stumbling all over my words, y'all, because I just speak from the heart. I don't have shit written down and decide what I'm going to say and all that. I just know I want to tell you about this. Now, one of the things that I do each week is I do a review for the television show If Loving You Is Wrong. And in my opener, I have a big, beautiful, dramatic opener that I do for that review each week. And I have music that I've used. I used it all the seasons that the show has been on. And suddenly now there's a problem. Now I noticed it, I don't know, a month ago or something like that. When I first uploaded the review from that show, it said that there was a copyright claim, and then it just went away. And I never heard any more about it. So I didn't have to do anything. Alright? But I was prepared just in case. I'm sharing this with you now because it's back. Alright? I did my review for If Loving You Is Wrong. And then after I got it uploaded, it said that there was copyrighted material, you know, on there. And now in this case, they say the copyright content was found in your video. Your monetization, you're monetizing this video and sharing revenues with the copyright owner. In other words, they don't have a problem with it. They're just saying we get some of the money too. We're talking about pennies here. But you guys know I'm a man of principle. So it's not ever about money for me ever in life on anything. So they don't really have a ground to stand on, and I'm going to tell you why. And this can be helpful for other people that are potentially using music, and then they get this and they just go, oh well, it's not a strike on my channel, so I don't care, you know. But hey, you're talking about multi-million-dollar companies, and yo ass don't have multi-million dollars, so every coin is serious in that context, you see. So now here's the deal. The piece I'm using is from a television show from back in the day called Falcon Crest. Alright? Now, the claimant is Warner Chappell, or Warner Chappell, however you say it. Umpg Publishing. Stay with me now. Now, they've only claimed 39 seconds, from 15 seconds in to 54 seconds. That's not even the entire piece, so it doesn't start at the beginning and end at the end. It starts from 15 seconds to not to the end. The entire piece, ironically, is 1 minute and 17 seconds. That's the entire piece from intro to ending of that song is 1 minute and 17 seconds. So if they're claiming this, why aren't they claiming the full piece? That's a problem. But wait, that's not enough. That'll get you halfway, but that ain't the whole enchilada. Now, so you must remember that I grew up in music. You know, I play violin, I play French horn, I play piano. My father was a professional guitarist for all the years I've been on earth, quite frankly. And he toured with Ray Charles and John Mayall, and you know, he played with I used to be at George Benson's house as a child. I used to sit on Ray Charles's lap as a kid, and I could go on. But why I'm mentioning that is because my father's deceased now, and all the kids, we all get these very teeny tiny royalty checks from BMI, which is a publishing company. Now, my father's deceased, so my sister, my baby sister, is the owner of his record company. And so, okay, I don't want to get too legal, but what I'm trying to bring up is publishing. Alright? So now, there's a difference in being the publisher and the copyright owner. So here's the law. Alright? Publishing rights, master's rights, and then there's general. Now, I went to Warner Chappell Umpg's website and I looked up this song. Turns out they don't own the master, because they have a column that says masters and it says 0. They also have a disclaimer. Is this them? That ain't them. Aha. They also have a disclaimer. It says, our rights to issue licenses for the use of the above named work, which, whatever, in the countries listed may be limited in one or more areas, such as the permissible duration of the license, the fields of use, and or areas of use. All right. If you are interested in licensing this work, please complete and return the license request so that we will be able to advise you whether or not we are in a position to issue the license you require. Stay with me now. We do not warrant or represent the accuracy of any information contained herein. In other words, we're just blowing this out our ass, which should not be relied on as a basis for information on labels and or jackets in advertising for any purpose, or a representation of ownership or authorship to the public without further written confirmation from Warner Chappell Music. Now, that's their disclaimer. But now, they are a publisher. They are a publisher, everybody. Now, if you're a songwriter or somebody like that, sometimes you use a publisher to sort of oversee your music and things like that. But that does not give them the copyright. And look what it says here. The owner of a song's publishing rights owns the rights to the composition. All right? The owner of a song's publishing rights owns the rights to the composition. Now, that means actual possession of the song. Usually, this is the author or the writer, all right, whoever wrote the song, of a piece of music. The author is also the copyright owner. Huh? Now, the owner of the song's rights, all of them, all right, but we'll go back down here. Now, the author is also the copyright owner, unless, this is our most important part, unless there is a written agreement by which the author assigns the copyright to another person or entity such as a publisher. Huh? So, I was going to let this go, but I decided I would dispute this on behalf of all humanity. So, using that information, I file my request now. I have not completed. You got to check some boxes and okay, fine. But here's what I wrote for my reason for dispute. And I'm sharing this with you also because then I'll do a follow-up video whenever this is rectified, and then I'll let you know how it turned out. Now, I said I believe that I have grounds to dispute this claim because, number one, the claimant is not claiming the entire piece of music. They are claiming only 39 seconds of a music piece that is 1 minute and 17 seconds. So why would they not claim the entire piece? Number two, the piece is written by Bill Conti back in the 1980s, and he is the copyright owner. Now, I will tell you, I don't know if Bill is alive or dead, but that's not important. Now, Warner Chappell Umpg Publishing is claiming, and I put that in parentheses, or in quotations, to be the publisher. All right? And I should type also because they are a publishing company. Or I should just say, okay, Warner Publishing is a publishing company. all right, is a publishing company. Oops. The law states that unless they can produce a written agreement from Bill Conti that assigns the copyright to them, then they have no grounds to claim copyright on this because they are just the publisher, and there is a difference under the law. Please remove this claim from my video. Thanks, YouTube. Now, that's pretty cut and dry, because now the burden of proof is on them. And they just have this general robot that's probably set up something with YouTube if they're valid. And I did my checking on that to see if in fact they are even valid. And I saw a lot of forums and things like that, and other people were bitching, saying that there was a lot of bogus companies out there that are just attaching stuff. From everything I was able to learn, I believe that this particular company is probably valid. But that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, they are now going to have to show YouTube or some kind of, or go through some kind of channel to show and prove to them, yeah, we're the copyright owner in addition to being the publisher. We have that assignment from the writer, Bill Conti, of this piece of music. And in which case, that's fine. No problem. No problem. But why this is important, everybody, is because I'm just one dude. But there are millions upon millions upon millions of people around the earth that are on YouTube. And so a few pennies here or there from a few million people turns into some serious revenue. So this is why it's important to always fight the shit whenever you can. Just on principle. Just on principle. You see? You see what I'm saying? So you just can't let stuff go. Now, I don't know if I will win or lose this claim, but all of my legal and I'm very good with law, and everything that I know says to me that they need to show something that says that they now own the copyright and not Bill Conti. They're going to need to show that. They're going to need to show that. You see? And probably just do this because nobody ever disputes or pushes back. You know? In my research to bring you this, I did find this one Latino dude, older gentleman, plays guitar. And I guess he does guitar lessons. And he was doing his own arrangement of this Despacito or somebody that was the big rage, I think, this past year or something. And he was hurt, you know, and you could tell English is not his first language, although he did, you know, he spoke pretty good English, but with a very heavy accent. And I just mentioned that just to give you an atmosphere of, you know, just the experience of witnessing him. And he was devastated, you know, and at the end of his video, he had a crawl, you know, one of them crawls, you can make the text crawl, and he was saying, you know, of all the millions of people on YouTube, and there's all kinds of hate and all this bullshit out there, I'm paraphrasing some of his words, you know, this basically like, this is important, you know, and I think he said he was a guy that had like 1,000 subscribers or something like that, and he's absolutely right, you know, it's kind of the David and Goliath thing, you know, like, somebody like me or anybody, just even this piece of music that I'm talking about, somebody like me using this music brings it back to life, shares it with a whole new generation, and brings it, gives it, because at the time this piece was created, there was no fucking internet, there was no cell phones, there wasn't a lot of stuff. So, you know, you're actually doing them a favor. You know, I'm not on television, you know, playing this and claiming it's mine and all. I mean, I'm just on a fucking YouTube video. Like, they need to lighten the fuck up is what they need to do. Lighten up, dude. Lighten up. And YouTube needs to be stop being such a whore for advertisers and say, look, you're nothing without these people that create this content. So instead of letting them allegedly set the tone, you say, look, if you're going to advertise on YouTube, this is a free space. If you don't like it, then don't advertise here. Because there are millions of people on here and they're exposed to some of everything. So don't you come here to YouTube and try to be like Mother Teresa. It's not going to work. But they're being a whore for advertisers. You see? And I don't see advertisers having any discretion, because all the shit I see on TV all damn day, or how many times that, like, they even have the I've been watching this series on Gianni Versace, and it's TV MA or whatever it is. You know, there's nudity, there's all kinds of stuff going on there, and they take commercial, and everything that I see on every other television show that I watch, that those same advertisers are advertising on this. Advertisers don't have a soul. Let us be clear about that. It's all about the damn money for them. So don't try and get holy and righteous when it comes to fucking YouTube. I'm over it. But to anybody out there who creates content and you use music, and specifically with this Umpg, but whoever the claimant is when you use music, go and do your research. Find out who wrote that piece of music, when was it written, because actually under the laws of music, this still would be eligible to be covered by a copyright, but Bill Conti would have to bring that, unless these people can show that they own the copyright and they're just not the publisher. Because you're just the publisher, you don't own shit. That's like when, before Oprah had her own studio, you would see her show go off in the afternoon and it would say Harpo Productions, because she didn't have Harpo Studios yet. It would say Harpo Productions, and you would see King World Distribution. King World is her distributor. They make sure Oprah hands it over, and they make sure it gets to all the media markets and all those things, and they, you know, do their deals with, you know, how the money is going to be handled, all that kind of stuff. That's not on Oprah, but Oprah owns the show. So King World would not be in a position to claim any rights on Oprah's show. Like, you're just the mail boy, basically. You understand? Unless Oprah empowers you expressly, and in this case, the law uses the word assigns. So unless Oprah has assigned you this right, then you don't have a leg to stand on, and that's essentially what I'm saying here. So you want to go and make sure that whoever is claiming the copyright on your music, go and find out if they're the publisher or do they have the copyright, and or both. If they're the owner of the music and they have the copyright, then just walk away and tuck your tail. If they're just a publishing company, find out if they are a legitimate publishing company or they're just somebody who's just set up a website on the fucking internet. Find out if they are legit. If they are legit, then you want to try and find out if they own the copyright. If they don't, then they don't have any right to be claiming a copyright on your damn video. You feel me? Like, it shouldn't say, so under this scenario, it shouldn't say Warner Chappell Umpg Publishing. It should say Bill Conti. And it doesn't. So the Jedi is filing a dispute. So I wanted to share this with you guys before I finished filling out this form and sending it, because once I send it, you can't see it. So, you know, hopefully this is some value to somebody, you know. Just maybe, you know. Like I said, it's David and Goliath, and it's time that we start fucking pushing back, you know. I just seen where one of these big YouTubers, I forget his name, he wears the sunglasses all the time. He lives in New York. And the head dude that handles the content on fucking YouTube went to his New York apartment, everybody, and was sitting there grinning it up with him on camera and all of it. The dude's name is Robert something. You see it there. C-Y-N. I don't know. Whatever. And this is what he looks like. That's him. That's the dude that handles all the fucking content approval and all the shit on YouTube. That's him. And there he was, grinning and cheesing it up. I mean, he was just cheesing the entire time he's sitting up there talking to this dude. This dude's name is what the fuck? This dude is the content creator, the YouTuber. That's him right there. And he usually wears these glasses. That's him. And his name is Casey Neistat. And he's got like 10 million subscribers. Like, literally. You see? But there he was, and, you know, he came all the way to New York to see this dude. Like, this dude went all the way to New York to see the Casey dude. And I already told y'all, YouTube is, their headquarters is in California. I've shown you that in previous work. But he went all the way to New York to this dude's crib, and he's just cheesing it up with him like they're just old pals. Meanwhile, they diss us every 5 minutes on this bitch. We can't say anything or talk about anything. It's a problem. And advertisers this and advertisers that. And he highlights there's another, then it's him and there's a chick whose name I can't remember. But them two are the two head people at freaking YouTube. And this dude is one of them. This Robert whatever. And that's probably the only shot where he's not grinning from ear to ear. The entire time he's grinning from ear to ear. You know? And then this Casey dude is talking about, and they're talking about, yeah, you know, when we emailed each other, and like they just always email each, like they have personal contact with these people. And you can't even ever get an answer from these people on any fucking thing. You can't, nothing. To his credit, this Casey dude talked to him about, you know, YouTube's lack of communication with creators, but he ain't talking about us. We know that. We know that. You know, I mean, it's just, again, the hypocrisy of it all, dude. The hypocrisy of it all. You know, the racistness of it all. Add that word to fucking Google. Racistness. Damn it. If Beyonce can have bootylicious, I can have racistness. Now, I'm over it. I had to cut this in here. I had to. Alright, let's go back now to wherever I was speaking. You know, they have a say. I'd like to see him go and visit a black YouTuber. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. Anyway, I didn't want this to get long or rantous, so I'm leaving it here. Hopefully this information is of value to somebody. Push back. Don't just take every claim as if there's nothing you can do. You know, sometimes there is, and like I say, I'll follow up with this and let you know what the result was. At the very least, I'm sure that nobody else has done their jurisprudence and sent a dispute like this on this topic to them. So at the very least, they're going to have to stop and think and scratch their heads on all sides. Not just Umpg, but YouTube too. Maybe they hadn't thought of this. Maybe they go, wait a minute, let's get a hold of them and say, do you guys own the copyright on this? You just the publisher. Because we need to take you out of our fucking algorithm, our robot, because you're probably screwing up people's lives and you don't have the right to be doing it. And by the way, we need you to send us a list of all the shit that you actually have the copyright on, so we can put that in our system or whatever. You know? Alright, that's enough. This is the Jedi.